if they set out to make $1 million, how long should they be thinking about making that first million in sales? How many years, months, whatever it might be? And should they be choosing enemies from the beginning? Also, should they hate their enemies or should they be friends with their enemies?
Yeah, great question. So to me, you're asking, there's a logical component to this and there's an emotional component to this. So let's address both. Today I visited my old office in Granada Hills, and I pointed out my office that I used to have in a corner right off the 405 freeway, and I said that was the first time I ever did a real business plan. Because most of your life,
right,
we're generally wingers. We wing a lot of stuff, right? If you think about
Going
it,
here,
right?
ever try this thing, dabble.
We're winging. And by the way, you may be a prolific guy in one area, but we're still winging 19 other areas in our life. You don't need to be prolific in every aspect of your life, by the way, right?
Right. So how old are you during this time when you
I'm 25 years old at Granada Hills. I leased this office space. It's 3,660 square feet. At $170, I get this from a guy named Shane Pugh, who was a countrywide guy. And I take the office space. I go in. One day, my partner's like, well, I got this health issues. I'm going to go to Costa Rica. I got to do surgery. I said, you going to Costa Rica to do surgery? And how long are you going to be there? 9 months. What? So I got to pay the rent now? No help. What? Anyways, so I said, okay, Pat, you're either about to lose everything or you got to figure this thing out. So I sit down and I do a real business plan. And that was the first time I wrote out a plan where I believed it, I was excited about it, and I wanted to read it constantly. I wanted to go through it over and over and over again. Then I realized a couple things. I had a guy I was working with that on paper, he would have been the best insurance agent out there. Guy had a Northrop Grumman background. He had a master's degree. He had this, he had that. He had a great market, all this stuff. And then I had another guy who was super emotional, super big reasons to win. No education, no 8-year, no 4-year, nothing. But this guy was emotionally charged to prove people wrong and to win at the highest level, right? This guy was like, yeah, I think if I do this much sales and this much, I'm going to make $100,000, and here's what's going to happen. And I'm planning on buying a house for my wife when her and I get married, and we're going to do this, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so but why are you doing this? Actually, I'm at a phase of my life that I need to be doing this. I'm at that age.
No emotion.
No emotion. So who's right? Is it this guy or is it this guy? So then I'm like, well, let me kind of test this out because I don't know yet. I'm only 25.
Right.
So I'm like, this guy sounds more convincing because I would buy from this guy. But man, this guy is embarrassing if you put him in front of a client.